Let's start in Vajrasana. Feel free to support your body any way you need. If you need cushion under there, under your seat or your ankles. And we'll start with some Kapalabhati. Actually, I would like a block under mine today. Have block. Let's give myself a little bit more support today. Sometimes that feels good and supportive. Okay, close the eyes, focus on the third eye. Inhale through the nose, exhale the air, force it out the nose in 1 second, and then draw the abdomen up. Kapalabhati with the following Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale through the nose, draw the abdomen up, repeat. Draw, 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 draw the abdomen, draw the abdomen up. Keep going. One more. And inhale, return to normal breathing. You can stay where you are or curl the toes under, sitting on the toes. You know, the arms up over the head in reverse lock. Stretch the elbows if you can, otherwise keep your elbows bent. Inhale all the way down to your pelvic floor. Exhale out the base, out of your pelvic floor. Head moves away from your pelvic floor. Draw the abdomen up. Again, inhale all the way down to pelvic floor. Exhale as you're exhaling out the pelvic floor, feel the head float up if possible. Draw the abdomen up. Again, inhale all the way down to pelvic floor. Feel that pelvic diaphragm relax and open. And as you exhale, feel that energy move down, simultaneously feeling some rising up through your head. Good. Inhale, take your body over to the right, breathing into your left lower lung lobe. Inhale. All the way from that left lower lung lobe into the pelvic floor, and exhale out the pelvic floor, and the head still moves away from the pelvic floor, but away and to the side. Again, 2 more breaths here. Lower lung lobe to pelvic floor, up pelvic floor, head moves away. And 1 more breath. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Change the interlacing of your fingers. You need to come off your toes and give yourself a moment to go do so. Otherwise, carrying on. Inhale, take the body over to the left, breathing into your right lower lung lobe. Right lower lung lobe connects to pelvic floor. Exhale out the base. Feel your head move away from your pelvic floor, away and to the side. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, right lower lung lobe to pelvic floor. Exhale down and out, head up and away. 1 more. And then inhale, bring your body back up. Exhale, place the hands back behind you, open through the collarbones. My bum is still on my heels. Inhale now into your middle lung lobes, which would be right around breast or chest level. Exhale down to the pelvic floor and the feet, and feel the head again move up and away. 2 more breaths here. Feel those middle lung lobes right across the breast, right across the chest, under the armpits. If you can get back into your shoulder blade region, great. One more breath in. Exhale, and then inhale, bring yourself up. And then exhale, tap the toes out. Bring it over into child's pose. Draining all that thoughts out of your brain. Clasp the hands behind you if you can. Move your arms up and over the head. And now breathing into your upper lung lobes, which will be right around the level of your collarbones. Inhale, upper lung lobes all the way down to pelvic floor. And then exhale out the pelvic floor and also out of your head that's touching the floor or touching a block. So draining the head, draining the pelvic floor. Creating space inside. 3 to 4 breaths here. One more breath. And then exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Continue to let all that tension cool, drain out through the head into the earth. Empty the mind, the body will follow. Empty the body, the mind will follow. Go ahead, inhale, come on up. Let's roll over onto our backs. Arms out to the side in cactus pose or a letter T. Knees into the chest, inhale. Exhale, slowly lower knees over to the left, head to the right. Little dynamic twisting, about 45 degrees, not all the way down. Back to center, exhale, inhale, knees over to your right, head to the left. Back to center. Take a 5 count in, 5 count out. Exhaling as your knees come back to center. Inhaling as the knees move away. So that relationship as your lungs now rotate around your heart. So yeah, we're thinking about the knees because it's easier to cue. But now think about what happens if this rotation of the legs is actually coming from my lungs rotating around my heart. So as my knees go to the left, is my left lung rolling up towards the ceiling and my right lung moving down towards the floor to roll around and hug my heart? Can I find that sensation or something else? Your heart is in the middle of your chest, being supported and nourished by your rotating lungs. Finish the round that you're on. And eventually, when your knees get over to your left, let them go all the way to the floor and then stay there for a few breaths. Inhale for 5. Pause the breath after inhale, feeling a little bit more relaxation as you relax into that expansion, and then exhale for 5. Softening that space of the heart, tender heart space here. Making room for sincerity. So you can really be heartfelt about how you feel, what's really going on. Can I let this sincerity begin to crack that hardening, that wall of indifference in my body, in my attitude, in my thoughts towards myself, and possibly my thoughts towards other people, places, and things. Inhale 5, pause, relax into the expansion, and then exhale 5. One more breath. Inhale 5. Pause, and now exhale, take your right arm, bring it over your head, and move yourself onto your left side into a loose fetal position. And then just stay here and rest for a moment. Feeling that space in your right lung lobe. Filling that top space, feel what's happening in your left lung lobe towards the earth. And where's your heart in this matter? Can you find some place where your heart rests between your lungs? On your next inhale, right hand will smooth up and over that pathway, opening up your chest. Heart stays in the center, and then bringing your legs back to the middle. Hug knees to chest for a moment. Inhale 5, exhale 5. And feel the heart soften between your lungs. Let your heart be held in the palms of your lungs. Arms out to the side again. Inhale for 5. Pause, and then exhale, knees over to your right, all the way to the floor if that's possible. And now start with that. Inhale 5. Pause the breath. Feel the lungs, support the heart, and then exhale 5. As you pause the breath, relaxing into that expansion instead of bracing with that expansion. Allowing that support of that breath in the lungs and that relaxation to infuse that heart with the quality of tenderness. Allowing your heart to speak sincerely to you, where you won't, so losing any fear that it will be judged. Let's not judge our tender hearts right now, okay? Inhale, hold, relax into the expansion, exhale, drain. Feel that softening of the heart. One more breath in. Pause, and then as you exhale, left arm comes over the top, moving yourself onto your right side into a loose fetal position. For that expansion, that's presence of your left lung lobes into the space, your right lung lobes into the earth, and your heart resting between the space and the earth, between heaven and earth. It's a tender place where the blending of heaven and earth happen. Inhale, left arm circles back over the head, opening the chest, the lung lobes, then the knees and waist follow back, hug knees to chest. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Feel free to pause after inhale if you like, briefly. Relaxing into that expansion. Extend your left leg down, inhale. And then exhale, change. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, right knee. And exhale, left knee in. Stay there. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, right leg comes into the chest. Inhale, left leg comes into the chest. Exhale, right leg comes into the chest. One more time. Inhale, left leg into the chest. Exhale, right leg. Bring both legs in. Inhale. Exhale, bring your head in the direction of your knees, just lengthening the head away from tail. And then inhale, release it back behind you. Exhale, bring it up a little bit. Really lengthening, giving you this a chance for you to create more space in your rib cage, to allow those lungs to be even more expansive, to be even more supportive. Legs out to the side in a letter V. Hands behind the head. Inhale, lengthen your head. And then exhale, just briefly feel, it's not like a forward fold. You're just feeling that lengthening, maybe curl up. Draw the abdomen up as you lengthen your head back away. And then exhale, bring it up just a little bit. Navel to the spine. And then inhale, lengthen the head away. One more time, exhale. Inhale back down. Draw the abdomen up. Bring the legs back down, feet flat on the floor, knees to the ceiling. Take a moment and feel the heart softening between the two lung lobes. Inhale, float arms up, hips up, little baby dynamic bridge, and exhale down. I'm going to repeat this numerous times, so feel free to be very gradual. And allow the lungs now to lift the heart. So you're not lifting from your heart. You're feeling, as you inhale, the buoyancy of the lungs hold the heart. The heart can actually rest a little bit deeper into the pillows of your lungs. And then the lungs lower your heart back down. A couple more rounds here. Is there some sort of joy that might be coming from your heart as your heart's being carried instead of your heart leading? Some space for your heart to express its sincerity without fear. This next time, go ahead and keep your heart supported by the lungs. See if the hips are staying up. Inhale 5, pause. Exhale 5, just stay there. Arms are over the head. It's really about feeling that space in the back of the lungs, sides of the lungs, tops of the lungs, holding the heart. Pausing to allow that relaxation of the heart into the lungs. And then exhale, feeling an even softness, more tender heart here. My hair is caught. There we go. One more breath. And then inhale, lower your hips down, feeling the cushion of support from the lungs, and then release the arms down by your sides. Take a moment and feel free to separate the feet wider and knock the knees together for constructive rest, or simply leave them as they were, or soles of the feet together, knees out to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana. You select a symmetrical pose so you can experience your prana, experience your energy right now. Great. Let's roll over onto the side. Come to standing. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale over Uttanasana. Hands to the mat or 2 blocks. Inhale, right leg goes back behind. Arms float up, feeling the lungs carry the heart. Exhale. Right foot comes back. Clasp the hands behind your back. Bend your legs. Inhale through chair all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands to the heart in prayer. Some of you may recognize this as sun salute L. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, feel that the lungs carry the heart forward. So they're really holding the heart in the chest. Inhale, left leg goes back. Again, heart rests in the lungs. Exhale, back leg comes up, left leg comes up. Clasp the hands behind the back. Bend the legs, inhale, arms float up. Exhale, hands to the heart in prayer. Let's do a few more rounds. Inhale for 5. Exhale over for 5. Right leg goes back for 5. Lungs hold the heart, carry the heart. Exhale, right leg comes back up. Uttanasana for 5. Clasp the hands behind. Bend the legs, inhale all the way up. Standing for 5. Hands come to the heart in prayer for 5. Again, left leg leads this time. Inhale up for 5. Exhale over for 5. Left leg goes back for 5. Lungs holding the heart. Exhale, lungs hold the heart as I move into my forward fold. Clasp the hands behind my back. Bend the legs. Inhale, come up through chair to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart in prayer. We'll do one more full round. So right leg will lead. And then the left leg will lead. So on your own. I'm ready to start my final side. You take whatever time you need or want. When you are complete with your rounds, hands to the heart in prayer, take a moment, stand, close eyes, and feel. Feel the palms gently pressing into one another. Feeling the centerness of your heart as possibly your thumbs rest on your sternum, your breastbone. And let that sensation of your thumbs on your breastbone allow the heart to soften backwards in the chest. Feel the back of the heart, the presence of the back of your heart. Release the arms down by your sides for a moment. All right, so now feel free to use a prop if you need a balance. Pour the weight onto your left foot. Pick up your right foot. Heel moves towards the buttock. So my knees are moving in. My knees are basically almost touching here. And then inhale, left arm up. Feel that supported by the lungs. And I feel my lungs supporting the lifting of my arm of my left side. The lungs moving upward into my armpit. Also my lower lungs moving down into my legs, creating more space between those lung lobes. Feeling myself nice and columnar, like a column. One more breath. And then release the arm and the leg. Take a moment and feel that sensation of prana in the body, that energy. When you're ready, pour the weight onto your right leg. Pick up your left heel, move in towards the buttock. You can also put a strap around your ankle if that's just too much range of motion. Inhale, right arm up. Now feeling that right lower lung lobe move down into the right leg. The right upper lung lobe, move up into the armpit, supporting the arm. The heart still stays supported by all the lungs here. Inhale 5, exhale 5 if you can. Feeling inside that support from that prana from your lungs. Woo. A little extra prana there on one side, so let's fall down. And one more breath. And then exhale, release hand and foot. Stand, close eyes, and feel. Great, let's move down to the ground. For some of you, that might be just the perfect finale for your class. And so feel free to take Shavasana. Otherwise, start with your left leg out in front. Bend your right knee in a virasana, half virasana. For some of you, sitting on a block would be really helpful here. If that's too much bend in your knee or your ankle. And then eventually move yourself down lower and lower. No pain in the lower back, please. And your knee might be popping up or whatever you need to do. Feeling that length, just similar to how we were standing. And then if you can, take both arms over your head to feel the support and side bodies of that lungs. Giving your lung lobes more space to open lengthwise, which gives them more space to be more supportive and surround the heart. Inhale 5, exhale 5. Again, if this is too much, you might be seated. Your hips might be on a block. Opening up that lung and then moving also into the large intestine a little bit on your right. That large intestine moving into the top of the thigh, all the way down into the knee. And then when you're ready, if you're already on your back, go ahead and release your leg gently if that's possible for you. Just take a moment. If you were more seated, and just come up to seated and then just gently support yourself as you straighten your leg and give yourself some support back with your hands or your fists into Dandasana. Or feel free to take a mini Shavasana, your choice. Noticing the change, the difference in both sides. Then when you're ready, I'll start seated. You don't have to start seated. Right leg will be extended in front. Left leg will fold in. Again, this will be a different leg, so different relationship to what needs support and what doesn't. And from there, start to work your way backwards. No pain in the lower back here. If you can go all the way, great. If not, that's also great. Go to where you go, that's great. Be sincere, feel that sincerity of the heart. Begin to care about yourself. Instead of being indifferent to self, well, I can take it, or all that stuff that can come along with that indifference, or that doesn't bother me, when maybe it does. The next few moments, I'm just going to go over the head. Care about yourself. Find that sincerely caring about your experience. Sincerely care about your feelings. Sincerely care about your thoughts. Like you care what you're thinking. You care how you're feeling. What would that be like to care about yourself in that way? to care about how your body is responding to this. Instead of the mind saying, well, just tough it out, or this isn't enough for me. Whatever your mind is doing, what does the body have to say? Inhale 5, exhale 5 if you choose. Softening, tender heart, caring, sincerely caring. Melting, quelling, containing that fire of indifference that can burn so brightly. Then coming out of the pose, inhale, exhale. Whether you're seated on the ground, make your way into a mini savasana. Then roll onto the belly, your belly. That would be the belly to roll onto. Unless there's another belly nearby that you'd like to experiment with. And take your right heel, move it into the buttock, left arm out in front. And then inhale, half bow pose. Exhale, inhale 5, pause, relax into your expansion, and exhale 5. Keep your left foot down on the floor for more support. If you want to make it more challenging, bring your left leg up. Inhale 5, exhale 5. After inhale, feel free to pause and relax into that expansion. Again, my lungs are holding my heart. I'm not sticking my heart out here. One more breath in, and then exhale, come on down. Little crocodile pose for transition. Let the heart relax downward. And left heel into the buttock, right arm out in front. Again, inhale, half bow pose. Option to bring your right leg up. Doesn't have to be a very bowy bow. So you can see I'm rather long here because for me, it's more about finding more space between my upper and my lower lung lobes. More space in my rib cage today. There's days where I want that crunch, that compression on my kidneys. I want a little squeeze back there, but today's not that day. Today's the day for me in this practice of finding sincerity and that connection to the sincerity inside. It's more supportive for me to really expand and feel that lengthening, that cushioning of my lungs around my heart. And when you're done, exhale down, crocodile pose. And one final full bow pose now. If you like, if that's not going to work for you, just locust pose, shalambhasana will be perfectly fine. Otherwise, both feet, both heels to the buttock. Inhale, now feel the expansion of the lungs move you into your bow. Inhale for 5. Do yourself relax into expansion and exhale for 5. Let's do it 3 more times and let's Om on exhale, just because it feels so good. Inhale. Om. 2 more. Pause. Om. 1 more. Pause. Inhale, and then exhale, come on down, crocodile pose. Gently roll back onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your leg and bring it up into through the whole pose. If that's too intense, just cross your ankle over your leg. You can put your legs on the back of a chair. Take it up the wall. The idea here is to find a position where you can maintain that length and buoyancy and support of your lungs and the heart relationship in this position. So I'm not all crunching everything in there, yeah? Can keep things nice and long, which might mean putting my left calf on a chair, or putting my foot against a chair or a couch or a bed or a wall. So I can maintain that sense of space in my lung tissue. Inhale 5. No need to pause unless you're really loving it. And exhale 5 here. If you've done a few of those, begin to now lengthen your exhale. So inhale 5, and then exhale 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Each, as we lengthen the exhale, draining out indifference, draining out that part of myself that convinces myself that I don't care. That sort of, I don't care, that kind of attitude. It's okay to care. The trick is to care without attachment, and it's part of our practice. Caring without attachment isn't indifference, which is bracing against something. It's me refusing to be in relationship. If I can care without attachment, I am engaged. I am connected. I am in relationship to that person, place, or thing, even if it's myself. And do that from a place of sincerity. Or even just talking about it, my hip just said, oh, I can let go a little bit more. That's kind of cool, because maybe it feels cared about. And then release. Take a moment. And then cross your left leg over. Again, this is a different side, so let it be supported how it needs to be. Leg on the chair, leg up the wall. Inhale 5, exhale 5. For a few rounds, just to find that support of that one-to-one breathing, and then begin to lengthen your exhale. Releasing that indifference, that apathy, that separation. Being willing to explore caring without attachment. And even if we don't know what it is right now, we at least allow ourselves to entertain the possibility to begin to say, what would that be? You don't have to imagine it. We can. What would it feel like to really care without being attached? What would that feel like to me? I may not even have a clue. But where would that lead me? Draining out that shell of indifference, that shell of apathy. Feeling myself more tender, more sincere with my relationship to myself, starting there. When you are complete here, release both legs down. Feel free to take the outsides of your legs to be happy baby, roll side to side. Make your baby happy. Maybe clap your feet together like a baby. Yay! And when you're ready, move into Shavasana. Let prana now sweep from your feet up to your head on inhale, and exhale, head to feet. So inhale, feet to head. Just feel that wave of prana, exhaling, head to feet. Basking in the experience of your own energy. Basking in the experience of your own prana. Your unique brand of energy. Allowing your heart to soften, to snuggle up into your lungs and rest, supported by the front of your spine, which is in the back, by the way. Inside you, in the front of your spine. The lungs holding your heart in that cradle. Feeling those waves of prana now, move more from your pubic bone up to your head and head back down to pubic bone. Passing through the heart each time. So at some point you choose to rest in your heart. Maybe those waves of prana now just move up and down your heart. Until you're resting in your heart. calm, clear, empty mind, a receptive mind, a receptive body. Is there something your heart would like to share with you sincerely? Is there a message spoken with tenderness and sincerity from your heart to the rest of you? Just allow yourself to receive that heart message. Stay there as long as you like. If you are complete, take a deep breath in and release. Can gently wiggle fingers and toes a little bit. Moving it slowly side to side. And eventually roll onto one of your sides into a loose fetal position. Eventually push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Perhaps you start your own pranayama meditation practice now. You continue with the one offered here. But regardless, take a moment to feel that sincerity in your heart. It's in your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's really my honor and my privilege to share these teachings sincerely with you. Namaste.